Hi guys, welcome to the Gun Shop with me, John. Today we're going to be taking a look at this, the Winchester 8500 Trap. The Winchester 8500 Trap is a Japanese-built 101 actioned Winchester, not to be confused with later years for Winchester. The 101 action, originally released in the early 60s, was one of the most popular over and unders of the time. It owes a lot of its looks to the Browning, however, it is of its own independent design. Despite its name, the Winchester 101 was never actually built in America. They were built in the Olin factory in Japan, and as such, are brilliant. Not that they wouldn't be brilliant if they were made in America, obviously. Through various successful models came this, the Winchester 8500 Trap. The 8500 Trap, designed purely as a trap gun with a step-up rib, has a lot of things you'd see in a gun today. Through various successful guns, Winchester, by the late 80s, developed this, the 8500 Trap. An absolutely awesome trap gun, but it did get modified and used for an awful lot of sporting at the time. So shortly after making this, Winchester took its eyes off the over and under market almost entirely, and actually shortly after was sold to Browning. So under Browning's ownership, Winchester was actually made in Italy and has subsequently been made in other countries. However, they've never had the same feel as this 8500. So this potentially is the last real Winchester. And on that note, let's have a damn good look at it. On the back we have the Winchester branded Pachmayr made trap pad. It offers very little recoil reduction, but actually it doesn't matter. The whole point in this is that it is just enough recoil reduction, and it looks really nice. It's certainly period specific. Moving on, we have an American black walnut stock that is hand checkered. These came in around grade 3 and always had that kind of dark reddish finish, and most 8500s I've seen, probably this is one of the finest, but they all have a good quality woodwork. Moving on to the action. The action is blacked with a silver inlaid line around the outside, and it's actually really good looking. It's a really timeless look, and you have a little bit of engraving just around the joint pin there. The trigger is an adjustable track trigger and can be moved backwards and forwards. If you look closely at the trigger here, you'll notice the right hand side is actually hand checkered, and actually in the finger between the smooth right hand side, it gives that repeatable touch feel and probably makes this one of the finest triggers of all time for sporting clays. On the top of the action you have a flat black top lever that's got this kind of textured finish to it, the gloss black safety tang, safety with selector with that same silver line that works throughout. The back of the monoblock here, you have that same stippled black feel, that matte black feel that leads into the step up. On the step up, we have a tramline rib leading to a single bead sight. This particular gun is a 30-inch and has ported barrels. The forend of this gun is a full beaver tail, hand checkered with a pull lever detachment. Moving on to the mechanics of the ejectors, you have two ejector kickers stuck in the forend, a la Browning. This is about the only downside of any 101 action, is these kickers do have a tendency to crack. However, spares are actually now more available than they've been for a long time. The barrel is 18.6 board, full and extra full choke. And actually what I'm going to do now is just find out what they mean by that. It's something I've meant to be doing for a very long time in my life. So we're just going to measure. I'm going to measure that at 0. Full in their eyes is a 2-inch tapered 30 thou. In reality, it's probably more of a 3/4 choke. And the top barrel is at 42 thou with a taper actually from behind the porting. So regardless of what it actually reads, these guns pattern notoriously well and rather tightly, which meant they were formidable trap guns. However, there is, like I've said, there's a lot of things in this gun that scream out in today's sporting guns. Balance point on this gun is just a 1/4 inch in front of the hinge pin, so not particularly front heavy, certainly not for a trap gun anyway. The stock is very thick, as it is a trap stock. However, they've actually countered it by putting a 1/2 inch of cast on as standard, so it comes up without too much pressure on your face. The drop is 1 1/4 and 2 1/4 on this one, and I must say, actually, with a nice aggressive stance, it comes up particularly well. This gun actually belonged to a friend of mine, and I used to go shoot with him a fair bit a few years ago when he first owned this, and I fell in love with this gun. What you point it at just disappears. However, it is forgiving for a heavily choked gun. So what can you expect to pay for one of these? Somewhere between 700 and £1,000 in reality, depending on condition. Is it dated? Is it out of date? Probably not. Probably not. Actually, there's a lot of things in this trap gun that you'll find in modern day sporters, from the feel to the grip size to a lot of things, and actually it endears itself to me, certainly. I like it a lot. but only because I've shot it and I shot well with it. So I suppose that's enough to sway my mind. So what do I think about it? I love it. I really do love it. Even though it says trap on the side, I don't feel like this gun, given that at the time the trap guns weren't as committed as today's silly high ribs, actually feels a lot like a 2018 Sporter, apart from the fact that it doesn't have multi-chokes. That being said, they are quite forgiving heavy chokes. I wouldn't be put off from buying one for an everyday gun, that's for sure. The fact that I think that this gun actually looks exquisite, everything from the flat black, the gloss black, the silver inlay, the high quality of wood, the beautifully checkered trigger, and the fact that Winchester 101s are generally always sweet to shoot. In fact, I've never picked up a 101 that wasn't sweet to shoot. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I give this gun a definite yes. There is not many no's about this gun, apart from the fact that I wouldn't want to shoot around a skeet with it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'd love to hear what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hi guys, welcome to the gun shop.